Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another webinar from Cloud for Work. This is part of a series of monthly webinars that we've been running for almost a year and a half now. Today's topic is very exciting. It's really how to use data and AI to unlock the value of your investment in Office 365. So my name is Azzat Salih. I'm the managing partner of Cloud for Work. So we are a company who specializes in helping organizations who invested in cloud technologies make the most out of their investment. I'll be joined as well by Rupan Parmar. So he's the director of partner revenue success from Nulia, and he has a very exciting story to tell us about how we complement services and the digital enablement platform. So with that, I'm happy also to announce that we have launched a partnership between Cloud for Work and Nulia. So Nulia Works is a platform for digital enablement that we will cover in details today. But we're happy that we became our we represent them in the region, and we are reselling their solution in the Middle East and Africa. So today's agenda, we have a very rich agenda. So first of all, we're gonna talk about how using data is becoming key for a successful adoption program. Then we will introduce the Nulia Work platform with the help of Rupan, and then we'll show you a demo and like a day in the life of an end user, how he or she will be using the platform to learn and adopt the new technologies. Then we'll cover how Nulia Works is fully integrated with Microsoft Teams. That's very important as well. And then we have a very special offer for people who are attending the webinars. And of course, we will end with the Q&A. So on the Q&A part, please make sure there is a Q&A box that you can use to ask all your questions. So feel free to post all your questions in the Q&A box, and we will answer them at the end of the webinar. So as you can see here on the slide, there is the adoption secrets and what we have seen ourselves and what also sources like McKinsey has confirmed. So there are 50% of software out there which has been never used. So really this is the beginning of the challenge, where companies are investing in a lot of technologies, licenses, subscriptions, but in reality, only 50% of that is being used. Another adoption secret that we have also experienced is that training alone does not work. So if someone believes that training end users on just the features of the tool or the feature of the software also doesn't work. It has been proven. It has proven we need to have. This technique doesn't work anymore. Classroom trainings doesn't work anymore. Now, the good news here about adoption is that adoption and change management work. So if we look at briefly on the ADKAR model, so here we are introducing a methodology where we are taking organizations through a cycle of adoption, to making sure that we're not just delivering a training, we are actually taking them through the awareness phase, introducing why this change is important to an organization. We are identifying what's in it for each of the employees to adopt those new technologies. We are passing on the knowledge to all the end users, making sure they have the ability through focused workshops, champions program, and so on. And most importantly, the reinforcement. So here really adoption and change management work. Okay, but now what we're going to see next is actually how we can even improve more on that, how we can make sure that we have an enhanced adoption to our end users, and how we are also making sure that the changes are sustained. So here we can see in the center of the slide, again, the ADKAR model, so the awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, but now we are complementing it with data, analytics, machine learning. So we are measuring, we are looking at who from the system, from the data, who is using what are the things that, you know, each user, we can identify the skills that they need in order to perform better and so on, based on data. The machine learning and AI comes at the second stage, where based on what we have discovered from the data, we can personalize the outcomes for each user, personalize their missions, skills that they need to learn, in order to make sure that we are having a tailored approach based on data and machine learning. The rest of the phases, we will see them in the tool, where we guide people. So we're not just creating user guide and sending it by email. We are actually, while they are working, we are guiding them to activities. We're guiding them to develop their new skills. They can even they can learn while they're working. The reward part, and they can also try it. So there you'll see it. It's in the tool as well. Now that they can also try the scenarios to learn the new skills. So reward and engagement, definitely when this is very important from an AdCar perspective, but also we will see it implemented in the tool, where as you work, you learn new skills, you create badges, you can share them, you can do all these things. So it's what we're showing here is adoption, change management is working, but it's great when we have a combined services and a digital platform that will actually make sure that we have enhanced adoption framework to our customers, and we are making sure that we sustain the change and we sustain those new skills with your end users. So with that, I will introduce now Nulia Works, and also Rupen will take it from this point onward. So Rupen, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Izzat. Much appreciated. And hi, everyone, and thanks for inviting me to your webinar today. My name's Rupen Palmer. I'm Director of Partner Revenue Success here at Nulia. So Nulia Works has been around for about 4 years now, since 2017. But we actually launched our platform that you're going to see in a minute at Inspire, Microsoft Inspire 2019. And within 12 months, we were absolutely honored to receive the Partner of Year Award 2020 for Modern Workplace Apps and Solutions for Microsoft Teams. So the way I explain what the Nulia Works platform is, it's all about digital enablement, and that's at the heart of everything that we do within the platform. It's all about getting your people learning new skills within Teams and Microsoft 365. It's about guiding them with data intelligence, and more importantly, within their natural flow of work. And then each individual has a personalized learning path. We also make it really fun and rewarding, and you'll see the gamification that we've built into the platform when I demo it in just a minute. So unlocking the value for Nulia Works within your organization is absolutely key. And dependent in where you work within your organization, whether you're a CIO or a CTO or an IT director, IT manager, it's absolutely to ensure that you get maximum return on investment, you know, from your Microsoft 365 licensing. Or if you're part of HR, chief people officers there, learning and development, it's all about building those skills and creating the future of work. Work's now changed. People are working remotely. It's a blended learning approach. Some people are working in their office. And then finally, you know, those line of business leaders or department managers, it's about guiding every single employee out there to digitally transform with the new tools that have been given to them. And realizing the potential is really great for all of your employees. It's about learning new skills, and more importantly, it's about behavioral change. That's what we're trying to achieve within the platform. As an employee posts their badges, like you can see here on the left-hand side of your screen, they build awareness of their skills and digital credentials. These badges can then be verified by others, with the data confirming the skills are current and in use. And it works, right? Nulia Works is delivering some great results, helping organizations like yours to achieve some significant transformational change within Microsoft 365. And the numbers absolutely speak for themselves. And without further ado, let me just take you through to our demo. So this might look familiar to some of you, but from an end user perspective, this is the day in the life of an end user using Nulia Works. And I can access Nulia Works right from within my 365 web portal. I can click on the waffle there, and I can click on the Nulia Works tab. And with single sign-on, it's going to take me straight through to the Nulia Works homepage. And this is the web portal. As you can see, I can navigate around it really easy. And right at the top here, I can see that I've already started to achieve some skills within the platform. How the platform is made up is the company that I work for has some organizational goals or transformational goals. These are defined in the Nulia platform as an outcome. And my organization has pushed me out a number of outcomes that I can get to learn. What sits underneath outcomes are various sets of skills. And then what sits underneath skills are different activities that the platform will, push me into using those new skills and activities that I've learned within the live M365 platform. In the center of the page here, you'll see various messaging coming through, and also the recommendation engine built in. So this is built in right into Nulia Works. And that's all about the machine learning that's understanding how you're doing things within 365 today. And it's saying, hey, it looks like that you need to be looking at next steps, and it gives you what your next steps and what you should be looking at. I'll come back to the try it button in just a minute and the resource tab when I dive deeper into the platform. Right at the bottom of the homepage, this is where you'll get all of your notifications. So any new outcome badges, any new skills medals will come through to this area here and in the notification tab just here at the top. So I'm going to dive just a little bit deeper into the platform, and I'm going to go into my outcomes page. The actual platform itself has a whole host of outcomes already baked into the platform. And for most organizations out there like yours, you'll see there are different outcomes for different transformational goals that you may have. It might be just as simple as to be able to communicate more effectively across Office 365, or communicating with your organization whilst you are working from home. You can even toggle it via workload. So if I toggle it via Teams and OneDrive, I can see there's 34 different outcomes within the platform that's got Teams as one and OneDrive as part of it. So just to toggle back to what's in progress with myself. So these on the left-hand side are all of the outcomes that my organization has pushed out to me and that I am in the middle of doing. So as you can see, if I hover over them, I have 86% complete there, 96% complete there. And then in the center column here, I scroll to the bottom, I can see exactly the outcomes and the skills that I've attained over a number of weeks. But more importantly, I'm maintaining them. Because what Nulia Works doesn't do is it doesn't say, hey, you've learned a new skill, bye-bye, thanks very much. What Nulia actually does do is it says, hey, you've learned a new skill, but we're going to carry on monitoring that you've absolutely learned a new skill and you're maintaining that new skill on an ongoing basis. And if I scroll just to the top here, you'll see there's a few of these outcomes that seem to have gone into needs attention. Well, I'm scratching my head here and thinking, well, why has it gone into needs attention? So the reason it does this is, well, I've learned a new skill, but I seem to have fallen back into my old ways. And I remember some of my old ways of doing things is things like, attaching a spreadsheet in an email and sending it out to 20 of my colleagues for me then to receive 20 versions of that email back. And it takes time and energy. But actually, the platform has made me see there's an easier way of doing things, learning a new skill. And that new skill was to be able to just send a link from my OneDrive, or if it's in SharePoint, from my SharePoint drive, right? I send a link directly out to 20 of my colleagues. And believe it or not, they're collaborating all on that one file within that link. Fantastic. And it's so much more easier. But the reason it's gone into needs attention is it looks like that I've fallen back into my old ways of doing things. And then the other reason it falls into needs attention, well, Microsoft loves to update the M365 platform, right? If you think about all the new updates that's happened in the last 3 or 4 months, just in Teams alone, with breakout rooms and, uploading backgrounds, wow. It's been overwhelming, even me, for myself as a user. So what the platform's saying to me is, hey, remember those new skills that you've learned over the last few weeks? Well, guess what? Microsoft has updated some feature or functionality. You need to go back in and make yourself familiar. And you'll see this by the update sign just above each and every outcome that has been updated in some way. And then here on the right-hand side of the outcomes page, you'll see, again, the recommendation engine built into Nulia Works, always recommending where I should be focusing next. So I want to drop down into one of these particular outcomes. So this particular outcome that I've been working on over a number of weeks is called Working from Home with Teams. My organization has said at this moment in time, everyone's going to be working from home. Great. So they pushed out the Working from Home with Teams, and it's been an absolutely great help. So at the top of the screen, there are target levels. This is your target maturity level on how you're using 365 today. So it will either bring you in as user, producer, or master. At user level, this is somebody that sends infrequent IMs, makes the infrequent video chat call. And that could be job related, right? You could be a frontline worker or something like that. At producer level, well, this is somebody that absolutely understands the 365 platform in a little bit more detail, and they dive into all aspects of the platform as well. So they send instant messages regular, they do video calling regular, they can upload backgrounds, they can even send a file right from within OneDrive, right from within Teams. Fantastic. And then there's master level. There won't be that many masters within an organization or within your organization. I'm a master within ours. And, I can safely say that, I can navigate around 365. I deep dive quite nicely into the platform. And that's where I am today. You'll also end up being a master of certain outcomes within the Nulia Works platform as well. Directly underneath that, you'll see a little synopsis of what we're trying to achieve from the outcome, what the organization is trying to achieve from the outcome, a little overview video, because I prefer watching videos actually to even reading those things. I don't know about you guys. And then directly underneath the outcome, you see that in this particular outcome, there's 7 different skills that I need to not just attain, but maintain. And as I'm maintaining them, you'll see that this bar chart will move from amber up to green. And if I hover over them, you'll see that I've achieved user level there, master level achieved there, and producer level achieved on that one there. Again, on the right hand side here, you'll see the recommendation engine built right into the platform, always recommending what I should be looking at next. I'm going to drop down into one of the skills. So this is the skills details page. And this particular skill is called unlocking the value of video meetings. As you can see, it's brought me in at master level here, and I'm making good, steady progress. A little synopsis about the skill, a little overview video, because I love watching videos. And then directly underneath each and every skill, you'll see different activities at different level. So at user level, the activity might just be quite simple. And I say simple because I've been doing it for a number of weeks now, right? So this particular activity is hold an audio video meeting with your co-workers in Teams. Great. But actually, you know, come some 48 weeks ago, you know, it wasn't so easy, and I wasn't so sure how to do those things. But, you know, one thing that I do like to do, and I don't know about you guys, but there's a big purple try it button against each and every activity. And the way I sort of explain the try it button to my peers is a little bit like learning to swim, right? You don't learn to swim by watching videos or sitting at the side of the pool watching people bob up and down. You've got to dive headfirst straight in. And that's what the try it button's all about. So if I click on it, it will take me into the application. So in this particular application, it's Teams, and it will take me to the nearest point of where I can then go ahead and hold an audio video meeting with my co-workers. Fantastic, because that's what I love to do. I love to dive straight in without reading instruction and just go ahead and try it. But there's a lot of my peers out there, there's a lot of people out there in organizations that don't like to do that. So if they navigate back to Nulia Works, you'll see there's a whole host of resources baked into the platform. And from things like step-by-step guides, a little PDF can pop up and I can read it and then work step by step. Or like I prefer, a video, a little 2-minute video will pop up and it will absolutely show me how somebody within an organization can actually, you know, deliver that particular activity or skill. And I love to see videos, so it really works for me. And then there's different training modalities within the platform, or learning modalities, I should say, within the platform. So things like infographics or light-hearted sort of comic style strips. And then there's podcasts and all sorts of other things. But the platform itself is really intuitive and it learns that about me. And that's again, the machine learning built into the platform, where if I clicked on step by step, but then didn't go any further, and then on most activities, I looked at the video and then clicked on the try it button and went ahead and executed that particular activity in the platform, then the platform learns that about me. And then ongoing, it will absolutely highlight the video element of learning to me rather than the others. The others will still be there, but they'll be grayed out. So the video will start to highlight. As you can see on the right hand side at the top here, I've been doing this particular activity for a number of weeks now. There are hints and tips that you can unlock as well as part of the gamification. I'll come back to the point system in just a minute, but you can unlock a hint telling you exactly how to achieve the activity. Only when you're ready, it will then push you up to producer level, unlocking different activities, and then up to master level. Again, the activity is starting to get a little bit more deeper into the platform. Things like utilizing background effects, adjusting audio settings, team videos on an audio call. So there you go. The next tab down that I have in my Nulia Works platform is the Showcase tab. And this is where all of my outcome badges reside. So every time I unlock a new outcome badge at user, producer, or master level, and as you'll see against each and every one of them is this date that I earned it. Absolutely great. So I earned that one particular, getting started with 365 on December the 17th, 2019. Wow, it seems ages away. But more importantly, it's saying that I'm maintaining that particular outcome and the skills that sit underneath there as well. If I want to, I can then go ahead and post that particular badge right onto LinkedIn, right from within our platform here. Or I can copy the URL, I can post it on our internal LMS platform as well if I wanted to. As part of completing skills, you'll also unlock these achievement medals, and you get medals for various things. You can also earn engagement points. So every time you complete a skill and then an outcome, you also get these engagement medals. And believe it or not, our organization had this bit of a competition going on. So for every 1,000 engagement points, you know, we get a coffee voucher, which is pretty cool as well. And then this next tab just on the left-hand side is a tab for managers and global admins of Nulia. So the proof is really in the pudding here. And this is what I like about the platform. So what I'm seeing here is actually an increase of how people are performing within the organization over the last 2 weeks. And it's given me a snapshot. I can filter it via department as an admin and regionally if I want to as well. If I have office globally or office in a certain country that I want to just filter down to. What I can also do is filter it with the number of users that are in needs attention. And then if I want to, I can even drop down directly into one of my direct reports. And as you can see here, Alice is doing really well at a lot of her outcomes, but she's got a couple that are in needs attention. So as her manager, I can just send her a hint directly. And she'll get notification on her home screen saying, hey, your manager sent you a hint. Great. You can see what's in progress, can see what's been attained. And more importantly, as a manager, I can go ahead and assign new outcomes as well. I really like the outcomes tab when I'm looking at the insights. Now, this really pushes the boundaries in the respect that I can drill down into any one of these particular outcomes that have been pushed out by the platform. So if I drill down into working from home with teams, I can then see at a glance who's maintaining this particular outcome, who's had high progress, moderate progress, or low progress. I can again filter it via user levels, departments, and region as well. And I can even filter it down right to the employee as well. So real actionable data that any organization can use within their adoption plans. And then the final piece to show everybody here is how I've started to use Nulia Works right from within the Teams platform. So Nulia Works Teams app was pushed out to our organization late last year. And as you can see now, everything from an adoption and learning perspective for me is all done in my natural flow of work. I really do embrace the app. It's pinned right into the sidebar here of my Teams platform. And as you can see, everything that I showed you that I use within the web portal, I can now see right from within the Teams app. Brilliant. So I've got a snapshot of my skills. I've got the recommendation and the machine learning built into the platform that I can see what I should be looking at next. I can even go ahead and try it with the try it button. All my badges are coming in at the bottom here, and I can post them directly onto LinkedIn right from within Teams. I can see my engagement points and achievement medals. And this is what I really like, where it's telling me, hey, you know, keep up the good work. You know, you always need a pat on the back. I can drop down into my outcomes, and right from within outcomes, I can see any of the outcomes that have been updated. I can even drop down into any one of the skills. And right from within Teams, I've got a learning platform that I can absolutely have a look at. Either click on the try it button within the activity, or even open one of the resources. So it's all in my natural flow of work. I'm not having to pop out to another platform anywhere else. And this is how I've started to use Nulia Works in my natural flow of work. It really is fantastic. And I can see my showcase. I can see all the badges that I'm maintaining. But as a manager, I still haven't got the Insights tab, which is due in an update. My IT director has told me that it will be pushing out towards the back end of this month, early next month. So it will be complete, but I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And like I said, it's all in the natural flow of work. So on that note, that's my demo. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Rupen. That was great. I mean, I think seeing is believing, and two points here just to the audience. So one, just to remind you, if you have any question, you can post it on the Q&A in the Q&A box. So we have already, I think, 7 or 8 questions. So you can just post them there. And definitely, we are here to support you. So to have a demo, if you want to have a demo on a one-to-one demo, so we could just do the same for you, and if you contact us. So just to move on to what we have special for today. So yeah, I think this slide is showing the Teams integration. So the webinar special offer. So as an offer that we're doing, you know, to launch Nulia in our region. I mean, it's been there for a couple of years now, but in our region. So we're offering for the first 3 clients who sign up with us the offer that we call like 369. So basically, for if you engage for a 12-month term, you get 3 months free. If you engage for a 24-month term, you get 6 months free. And if you engage for 36 months, you get 9 months free. So you end up paying like for 9 months instead of 12. I think that's a great offer, and that could be, you know, a good starting point. So and we'll let you know how to contact us at the end. So with that, we reached a point. We reached the Q&A part. Again, just to remind you, you can publish them on the Q&A box. What I will do, Rupen, is I will take you through the questions that we have received, and then we'll try to answer as many as possible. Try to answer them all, actually.
Sure.
So let me start with the first one, which might take you back a little bit to the presentation. It's, can you explain in the stats in Nulia slide, how was this measured and in comparison to what? I think this is where the slide of Nulia works. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the stats.
Sure. The organization that we were working with at the time, they decided that they wanted to drop Nulia Works into half of their employees. The other half didn't have Nulia. And within a 60-day period, these were the sort of increase in numbers that we saw with the people that had Nulia Works, which was absolutely phenomenal. So, you know, from a standing start, you could see some of the stats there were Teams messages were up by 120%. You know, sharing files in OneDrive and SharePoint up by, you know, 200% odd. So, you know, this was really done at an early stage within their usage of 365, but we saw that Nulia Works absolutely helped the people that had Nulia installed there. So yeah, that's where those stats came from.
Yeah, great. So the next question is, how can we align the outcomes with our company objectives?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, great question. So this is all around your transformational goals and business goals that you may have in your organization. And, you know, we've seen over the last 12 months that the working environment has changed. You know, it's more of a blended approach now. And, you know, some 12 months ago, it might have been quite simple as all of our employees are now having to work from home, but we've given them these tools and they're not sure how to use them. So, you know, we realize that in our platform as an outcome. So you align yourselves to various outcomes like working from home with Teams, as we saw, communicating across your team or collaborating across your team whilst working from home. And there's different skills and activities that sit under there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So next question I think I can answer is, as Cloud for Work, what is your role with Nulia? So I think, again, we explained that at the beginning of the presentation. So we are a Nulia reseller for the Middle East and Africa region, and we are combining it to our clients with adoption services as well as the digital platform. So, I mean, as a partner to Nulia, we can help you demo, we can help you deploy it. We'll help you align the business outcomes, and I mean, do all the adoption services as well, I mean, required around the platform as well. So next question, is there any Power BI usage metrics to see in Nulia? I think maybe the analytics part. So, or are you using Power BI to
yeah, absolutely. So that's absolutely on the roadmap for the platform. At this moment in time, it's not possible to extract any of the data that sits within the platform, but there is some links that are going to be provided where you'll be able to download CSV files and then pull it within a Power BI sort of usage metric report if you needed to. But yeah, but it's on our roadmap. So we're hoping our Q2, which is sort of April to July. So we're hoping something will come into the platform around that. We're hearing this time and time again, but from a you know, a customer perspective, you know, they can see all of the data within our dashboard today.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So next one we have is, I think maybe you can cover it as well, Rupan. How is the experience with Nulia supporting the remote work? So yeah, I think that kind of summarized the whole presentation. So maybe
yeah, I mean, look, you know, it supports you know, remote workers as well as workers in an office, right? So you've got to remember that Nulia Works is installed right within the tenant. So it doesn't matter where you're working with 365, office, at a cafe, at home, does not matter. Nulia Works is always installed within Teams as well, right? If you have the Teams app. So it's your companion wherever you go. So yeah, absolutely doesn't matter where you're working from.
Yeah. I think the next two questions are a little bit related to the app. So can I install Nulia app by myself? And can I find Nulia app in Teams catalog?
You can, but you will absolutely need a license, a little bit like your Microsoft 365. You can absolutely find it in the Microsoft catalog, but you won't be able to activate it unless you have an active license. And you can get your license activated right with Izzat and the team there at Cloud for Work, right? So go back to Izzat and say, hey, we want a license, fine. So yeah, you'll be able to search for it and find it in the Teams marketplace, but it won't be live, so you'll need a license at the back of it to make it live.
Yeah, I mean, definitely we're here to support you. So if you find the app, you need the license, just contact us. We can help you also. I mean, it's very simple to install, a few steps, but we can explain as well the impact, maybe when you install the app, what kind of admin level you need and these kind of things. So just to make sure you are confident, of how to do it, and we can definitely provide you with the license. Yeah, coming on the license, Rupen, so I think this is a broad question. What is the price of the subscription?
Yeah, so is that could be something that you talk to your customers about and directly pick that up, because it's not just the price of the license that's the value here. It's what Izzat and the Cloud for Work team are going to bring to your organization around the whole adoption piece, right? So Nulia is a great tool to have, but if you push it out in your organization without them knowing that it's actually there, then it's not going to make any sense. So Izzat and the team there at Cloud for Work will really help you with that. Is that anything else to add on the pricing?
No, that's definitely, definitely from a pricing perspective. I mean, it's first, the value of the solution, the bundle. So we will definitely help you to see what you need from a services perspective around it, the app itself. So definitely we can help you with that. Just one last question before we go to the next slide. It's what if Microsoft comes with inbuilt features of what Nulia is providing today?
So what if, right? Microsoft can, they do some great things. Now, the way we see the Nulia Works platform is that we have open APIs. Microsoft, generally does the same thing on their side. And, we'd look to integrate within the Microsoft stack like we're doing now, and more and more and more. So we started with 365, we may end up, overlaying this onto Dynamics and then other propositions again after that. But the way we see what we've got is quite unique today, and we would love to start to integrate more into the Microsoft stack as they start, reinventing the world again. But at this moment in time, Microsoft love what we do. They absolutely endorse what we've got.
You won the award, I believe, as well. So.
We did, yeah, absolutely. And then with the Teams app, they absolutely get it as well. So yeah, it's great.
That's great. Okay, I think we need to wrap up. So I picked the last question. So just quickly on the content. So can we customize the content of Nulia? And as per our requirements. So I think business outcomes and customizing them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would urge you all to work with Izzat and the team there at Cloud for Work. But this is what we mean about it. It's not just you put it in the tenant, you're ready to go. Look, the platform itself has got a whole host of outcomes and skills already baked into the platform. And like I said, for most organizations out of the box, this is absolutely fine. But there might be some organizations that actually want to customize the platform. So when I say customize the platform, I'm talking about, repurposing some of the skills or customizing the skills right from scratch, right up to the outcome itself. And that is absolutely possible. You can ingest content if you want to. Work with the Cloud for Work team, and they'll be more than happy to customize any of the skills and outcomes for you. Perfect.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, great, Rupen. So I think with that, we can just move to the next, just to basically to close on the webinar. So on the next slide, you will see that we will share with you. So this webinar has been recorded. We will share it on our LinkedIn page. I mean, LinkedIn event page. We'll send it to you as well by email. I mean, definitely we're here to support you. So you can connect with me, with Amit, with the sales team. You can also connect at this email that we have, connect@cloud4work. So we're happy to assist you. I mean, in everything that we discussed. So deploying the app, licenses, services, customization, aligning the outcomes to your business goals and so on. So this is basically to make sure that we have combined this enhanced adoption service. So with that, I would like to thank you for attending. Thank you, Rupen, to take part of the webinar. Yeah.
Thanks, Izzat. Thank you.
And stay tuned. We'll see you at the next webinar. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.